Tonight, not only a big night for you, but 6 points for Cale. The way he did it hasn't been done since the 80s. Just what more can you say about what he does over there?
Yeah, just amazing. Tough to find a better player in this league. Playing half the game and doing what he does every night it's amazing, and it's fun to see every night.
Trade I'm sure you guys heard Brock Nelson traded in the middle of the game. Just what are your kind of initial reactions to getting a player like that?
Yeah, I know Brock from over the years. We have the same strength coach, so we've been at the same camps, and I'm really excited. He's an amazing player, and yeah, I'm really happy.
What are your initial impressions when you see a trade like that, about your GM going all in and showing confidence with the team?
We have to. Yeah, this is our years. It's up to us, but yeah, there's no other way. We're not in rebuild mode yet.
You get scoring in all situations tonight, man advantage, 5v5. What do you think it says about where the team is at compared to a couple games ago where the offense, especially depth scoring, was a little bit of a struggle?
A couple games ago, who was that against?
It was more so the string of games that.
Before that? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think after the break, none of us were playing very good. So getting this homestand has been great, honestly, just kind of to reset. We had some days off. Pittsburgh was really bad, and tonight was really good. So hopefully we get into a rhythm. 5 o'clock game against Toronto. Big game. So excited to play those guys too.
I know we've asked you about that just a few times, but suddenly you guys have the hottest power play in the NHL. Is it just having the second righty out there just kind of change the dynamic for you guys? Are you just feeling it, or?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a righty helps me a lot. It it gives me an option. Before I'd walk it up and I'd have nothing. It was tough. They clogged the middle and I'd have a lefty on the goal line. It was just, it doesn't really work consistently. Obviously, Val made a good play last game, but consistently doesn't work. So it's a good setup now. Before it was just lefty in the middle with a lefty on the goal line. That doesn't work. And so yeah, it's good. I mean, obviously, I don't want to. We really had some of the best power plays ever. But we won the cup, we were 45%. So it's not like it didn't work with Mikko. It's just different.
You've been part of teams here that have gone all in at the trade deadline and made moves, but have you ever seen anything quite like what the GM has done this season?
No, I mean, obviously this is only my 6th year in the league, so it's not like I'm a seasoned vet, but it's awesome, I think, from our perspective to see how much faith in us management has, and how much they want to win right now, especially, and they're trying to give us the best opportunity to do that. So haven't really seen the full details of what we did during the game, but obviously I heard we got Nelson and gave up some good pieces, but at the end of the day, he seems like a great guy and awesome player as well. So we're really excited to have him. And but again, it goes back to management. It's exciting to see that they want to invest in this group, and yeah, we just got to continue to play well and get better.
When did you guys hear the news? Was it just something that traveled through the bench during the game, or?
I heard like 30 seconds ago, right when I was on the ice when they interviewed me. I had not heard before that. So, yeah, unique way to break the trade, but at the end of the day, yeah, so we'll see.
Do you know him at all, Brock?
No, I don't. I know Taser knows him well from obviously playing on the island. Sounds like Lindy knows him well too, just from skating with him a little bit. And everybody's saying he's an awesome guy, so really excited to have him. I think he's going to help us a lot in this group for sure, with depth-wise, and yeah, so it'll be great.
6 points from you tonight. I mean, are you feeling it? What's going right for you?
I don't know if they were really great. I don't know if it was just kind of mucking it out there, throwing pucks to the net, and guys were getting rebounds, and so nothing was super pretty. But it seems like the forwards are really rolling. They're finding ways to get to the net, and when guys do that, we just try and get the puck to the net from the back end, and they get rewarded. So yeah, I feel like overall tonight really good from the forward group, and then the rest of the D as well.
How nice is that to have that turnaround from kind of that sluggish game that you guys had last game to just blowing it out tonight? I mean, obviously an advantage that know Georgiev well, but still, I mean, just the whole team coming together.
Yeah, it's obviously last game was tough, and we felt like we needed to play better than that. So coming out tonight, we wanted to start hot, and we got it going right away. Kibby got us going, so. And then we just kind of started rolling from there. But I think it's important. We got to start stringing things together here. Everybody's winning, and we got to start finding points down the stretch.
When you guys get
Jared,
how did you find out about the trade, first of all, and just initial impressions? Obviously, it's Yeah. Well, the guys told C-Mac and the guys told me when we got off the ice. So I think it's a huge ad. Huge ad. I mean, looking at how hard it is come playoff time and you're adding a player of Brock's caliber, center position, big, long, strong, can skate, highly productive, getting better with age. I think he's always been a trusted 200-foot player, and if you look at his history, I mean, he's scoring 30-plus goals most years too. So I mean, it's to get a player of that caliber is hard to do, and I think it's an amazing ad for a team.
You guys have, when you added Jack Drury, you have 4 centers, but did getting a bigger one, was that like a priority?
Well, I mean, you're looking to improve your team, and like that's an area where I think we can improve our team with, and especially if you add a guy like Brock, right? And the size only helps in the playoffs. Yeah, and he not only is he big, but he can skate too.
After a game like the Penguins game, obviously weren't happy, but you come out went a little happier after a game like this.
Yeah, I thought we were dialed in and focused and on our toes right from the start of the game. Like we had really good hunger. I loved our first period. I mean, we got in penalty trouble, but like our 5-on-5 play in the first period was outstanding, and I thought we could have even had a bigger lead, and we followed it up in the second and got a little bit more discipline, and special teams were good too. Like I like their penalty kill. I know they got a few opportunities, and the power play continues to roll in this homestand.
And you've got a player like Georgiev on the other end of the ice too. Is there almost a little bit more incentive to kind of do well?
I think, for the first time we saw him anyway, but I think our guys' focus is kind of, like they knew we didn't play well the other night. We're trying to dial our game in so it's ready. Like we're in a playoff fight here, obviously, and we need the points, and it's important that we play the right way and play well as a group and continue to try and, strive for perfection in our game at this time of the year. Like there's 18 games left to, keep winning. We need the results, number one, and number two, we want our game to be as tight as it can be going through it. So I think like our guys weren't happy with the way they played the other night either. I think there was good awareness in our group, and there was some good accountability from all of our guys, and so we had a couple good meetings, and they responded tonight. They were sharp. They weren't leaving it to chance tonight.
The overwhelming feeling is the Avs are going for it, and Nate in the locker room said we're not rebuilding yet. Is this the evidence that the fans probably are thinking of?
Well, I think they'd be pretty happy. I think when they see see Brock come in and see what he's able to do, they'd be pretty happy. I mean, he on most of the trade boards that I watched, he was like the top guy available, right? And centers are hard to find, and he's a real good one. And I never ever heard that we were in rebuild mode, so it's good to see. I think C-Mac and his staff are giving us all the pieces that we need to try and get something done, and so I think everyone will be excited about it.
When a deal like that comes together, I'm gonna go ahead and assume this wasn't something that happened in 30-40 minutes. Like, how soon before the trade, like the days leading up, are you made aware of it, watching film, kind of chiming in? Is that something that's
just depends on the player, depends on the player and the need and how much information C-Mac wants to get and input he wants to get from me. So sometimes I'd none, and sometimes I'd dig into some guys and give them my thoughts, and so it just depends on the player.
There's some pretty significant assets given up in that. What does it mean? The players talk about it being a big vote of confidence, but for you, from the coach's perspective, what does it mean to see that Chris and Joe are willing to give up big pieces in the future to help add to this team right now?
I think it means that they believe in our group. Now the responsibility, I guess, really doesn't change. It's on us to go and play well. Like we talked about this, a few weeks ago. I think someone asked me, like, number one, you have to be playing well enough that they can identify, like, hey, here's some of the pieces that we think we need, so they can target the right players. And you have to be playing well enough that they think you can go beat whoever it is that we're playing round 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're kind of comparing your team against everyone, especially in your conference to start out, and and thinking of some of the challenges, like whether it's, we get in, we play in Vegas, Dallas, Winnipeg, whoever it is, and there's some challenges with all those teams. So that's why I think a guy like Brock can really help us down the stretch if we get a spot, and I think he can help us in the playoffs. He's a really good player. I mean, obviously, like only the best players in the world are going to play for their country, and he's played for, USA forever. And he's still going back, and he had a heck of a Four Nations tournament, and again, he's having a great season with the Islanders.
Last few ones, please.
6 points
Go
from
ahead.
Makar, just what's going through your mind when you're watching a performance from him and 5 from Nate?
I felt like they couldn't miss those guys tonight, So real good work ethic and competitiveness from those guys. I think it always starts there if you're going to have a good night, and their skill took over. Like, we were getting a little bit of time in the offensive zone, and that they made good decisions, and they finished to the net. They weren't afraid to shoot it. I mean, if you look at Cale's goals, the last goal especially, and then Max coming downhill on the rebound, we're still continued to shoot the puck, finish to the net. We lucky on both of them, I think, net front, getting the screen. And so doing the right things that we talk about that you need to do in order to help create offense. I thought we were all over it from the start of the game tonight.
Megan.
The back end gets a little bit of a different look with Manson back end, Middleton back end, and with Lindgren. That's a lot of physicality,
Yeah.
defensive-minded defensemen in the lineup.
Yeah.
How did you think it came together?
I like those guys tonight. I thought we defended hard. I don't know if we gave up there was lots of special teams in the first period, but I'm not sure we gave up a 5-on-5 scoring chance against in the first period, and only 2 or 3 probably in the second period, and then third is what it is. It's kind of games out of reach, so we kind of softened up a little bit. So I think whenever, it doesn't matter who you're playing, to hold a team and suppress scoring chances like that, 5-on-5 is not easy to do, and I thought those guys did a great job tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Just for planning purposes, guys, we'll have 1 o'clock practice